to the Motocross Supercross podcast.
What is up, everybody? This is episode 113 of the Motocross Supercross podcast. This is our 450 recap of Budds Creek. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Here we go. I'm back at it again. 450 recap.
That's right. This one is going to be actually way more than a recap because there's a lot of news happening right now. It's been a busy couple days.
For real, man. Since our last podcast, so many things has happened. So many predictions have come through.
Let's start with the big news. Let's start with it.
That's what I was saying. Like, where should we start? There's so much stuff to talk about right now. Like, what do we talk about?
Well, number one, legend Chad Reed. It is confirmed he is going to be racing with JGR at Ironman this weekend.
Yep. I want to say I told you so, but I told you so, you know?
I got the statement right here from JGR. They said it's official. CR22 to race the final round of the Pro Motocross Series at Ironman on Saturday. In Chad's own words, the opportunity came up last week for me to test the Auto Trader Yoshimura Suzuki RMZ 250. I immediately felt comfortable with the bike and the team. Although I had not planned to be in race shape for another 6 weeks, it's an opportunity to get out and do what I absolutely love the most, which is race. I haven't raced a national in 3 years, but I have those nervous and exciting race feelings to be back out there. I'm stoked to help their team and sponsors while a few other riders are out with injuries. Weston Pike, Justin Bogle, and I don't know about Justin Hill, but I think we'll have to wait and see if he's in on that. But I feel like a kid again, getting to ride a factory bike and go racing with a highly motivated crew. I hope to see lots of 22 fans this weekend. It's happening. Legend Chad Reed. Boom. This is big. This is real big.
This is huge. Although you said RMZ 250 and he wrote a 450.
Oh.
But it's all good.
Yeah, my bad. I can't read. Homeschooled. It's like
true.
Every other dirt bike racer.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, man, this is huge. We've been following this story for a couple of weeks now, or a couple of days, I should say. And well, I kind of called it from the beginning. I said I think Chad's gonna be racing Ironman with JGR. I think he is. And boom, here it is.
That's right. If you don't believe us, you can go download all those other podcasts and listen for it, because I remember hearing that too. We'll talk about this more on our first look episode, maybe the predictions, but where Chad finishes with all these guys, I don't know. Debatable on how good he'll actually be for, 30 minutes and 2 laps.
Top 10?
I don't know. I think it's close, if not. But we'll get into that more later. But we had to, everyone already knows. If you don't know, now you know, because Chad Reed, legend Chad Reed, is he's back on the motocross track on a factory bike. And
that's right.
It's definitely exciting.
Definitely exciting.
All right, let's get into some other news too. Cole Seeley is back on the bike. He's riding again.
That's right. Yeah.
Not the biggest news, but good to see him back out there. A couple things he said. He was like a little sketchy after his injury if he was like going to come back or not. So he kind of left a little space for, us to speculate. But now it's official. He's riding again. It looks like he's going to try and come back. And, that's one of the riders that we were missing in this whole series.
Definitely. He's one of a competitor for this championship. He definitely could have done, some different battles and definitely mix it up a little bit with these guys for the championship. It would have been a different picture than what we're seeing today. But yeah, I'm excited about that too, because we saw when he crashed and when he was hurt pretty badly, and so this is huge. This is a good thing to get such a good rider back on the bike.
Yep, we were there at Tampa. We saw him crash, and
yeah, it's right in front of us.
It was a long time ago. So it's really been a long recovery. It feels like forever ago in one sense, but on the other hand, it's like kind of feels like yesterday. But yeah, so just good to see him back on the bike, and would look forward to him lining up with everyone else in this Supercross season.
Yeah, this 2019 Supercross season is already looking to a great start.
Yeah, speaking of these Honda teams, there is a FC Honda, the Geico Honda. They put a post up updating on Christian Craig, and it's saying Christian is still recovering after his crash at Glen Helen, injuring his ACL. His recovery from surgery is right on track and hopes to be back riding mid-October. We are all looking forward to having him back on the bike and prepping for the 2019 250 season with us. So back to the 250s it is for Christian Craig.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that they decided to move him back down to the 250 class.
He wants that championship.
Yeah, but I mean, Honda knows what they're doing, and the Geico Honda is not an exception. They're a fantastic team, and I'm sure they have a plan.
Speaking of all these teams and signings and stuff, there is more news. Aaron Plessinger is confirmed that he will race the 450 class in 2019.
Yeah, there's not, he already won both championships that he wanted. What else does he need to do in the 250? Let's move up.
Yep, Justin Barcia and Plessinger both signed multi-year contracts with the Yamaha factory team, and Cooper Webb is not re-signed to that Yamaha team. So it looks like Cooper Webb will not be on a Yamaha next year.
Yeah, no, we talked about that a couple of podcasts ago as well. We mentioned how, his contract was coming to an end this year and how it doesn't look like he'll be racing for a Monster Energy Yamaha for next year. He's not going to be the face of the franchise anymore. They're going to focus more on Justin Barcia and Aaron Plessinger.
Yep, so that's official there. So
and,
maybe Cooper Webb ends up on that JGR, or maybe who knows what he'll end up on, that Husqvarna or I don't know. I have no idea. We'll have to just wait and see.
Definitely going to be interesting. So another interesting stuff that now that you mentioned Justin Barcia, Factory Effects, they give us that little glimpse of what Justin Barcia is going to be repping for graphics on this Motocross of Nations. And let me tell you, it looks sick, man. It looks really, really, really cool. That Monster Energy Yamaha with the red, white, and blue, definitely, it looks really cool. And I think they're gonna unveil the whole Team USA, I guess, gear and graphics and all that this weekend at Ironman. So looking forward to that too.
Yeah, it looks sick, definitely. Got the blue rims and everything. Number 27, interesting to see him running 27.
Yeah.
So, the bike looks sick. Yeah, we got to think about Motocross of Nations is right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Yeah, you're right. Motocross of Nations, October 6th and 7th, the weekend of the 6th and the 7th. So, yeah, right around the corner.
Yep, that is right around the corner. Just this series ends, and then boom, we got Motocross of Nations, and we got Australian Supercross starts in September, and then Motocross of Nations, and then we got the Monster Cup, and then the Red Bull Straight Rhythm. So this series might be coming to an end, but this sport goes on and on and on, and so do we.
All year round, baby.
That's right. Well, I think that's most of the big news. Did we miss anything big that we need to talk about before we jump into these races?
No, man. I think we pretty much covered all of the biggest stories as of right now, and they're huge. These are huge.
That's right. And we did, on our last podcast, we talked about the Puerto Rico team. So if you're not caught up on that, go ahead, listen to that. But we are going to jump into this round 11 of 12 450 Budds Creek motos. But let's start with practice real quick, because we were expecting some rain, and thank God it held off, and it ended up being like pretty much a perfect day of racing. The track was awesome, a bunch of really good clean racing. Eli Tomac was the fastest qualifier, no surprise there. Marvin Musquin second, and then returning to the battlefield, Jason Anderson had that third fastest time. So it was really good to see him back out there. He was followed by Justin Barcia, Ken Roxon, Blake Baggett, Cooper Webb, Philip Nicoletti, Weston Pike, Kyle Cunningham in that 10th practice time. So everyone you wanted to see was up there. Every single person had those good lap times. And let's go ahead and jump right into Moto 1.
Yeah, this was a very exciting race. A lot of good battles, a lot of very individual battles, but overall was a very, very good race.
Yeah, it was good. Both motos were pretty clean.
Yeah.
Just good, great battles. Another classic Budds Creek race. But Musquin pulled this first hole shot.
And what a hole shot it was for him. It was very, very clean. He kind of stole it too. Like it was perfect.
Yep, because Barsha was right there, Baggett, Roczen, Anderson, everyone was up front except your points leader, Eli Tomac. I think he was back around like 10th-ish, and that's cool with me. I like it when Eli Tomac gets a really bad start.
Sure.
That's like...
For sure.
That's how it should be. So that always makes it good, just watching Eli come through the pack. But up front, Roczen, he jumped out front pretty quick. It didn't take him long to get around Musquin, and they were saying how Roczen, he was like feeling under the weather. He like kind of came into this race a little sick. So it was really good to see him. You know, it looks like he's back to normal again, back to the Roczen everyone expected, out there leading this race.
It definitely did not show that he was sick or feeling under the weather at all.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe like a little bit in the second moto, but yeah, he was up here. He was ripping. He looked super fast. Musquin, Barsha, Anderson, Nicoletti, they were all right behind him. And then, of course, as we said, typical Tomac fashion, he just starts picking off riders left and right, getting around like Webb, Bloss, Nicoletti. He ends up getting like Baggett. But then Baggett throws the fastest lap time, and like next thing you know, he's right on Eli's tail again. So definitely a really good weekend for Baggett too.
Yeah, he looked really good. He, like you said, he caught up to Tomac a couple of times. He actually managed to pass them and get past. He battled with Barsha a little bit as well. Yeah. So he looked really good.
Got by Anderson.
And me watching these races was like watching Baggett. I'm like, Baggett is so consistent. You know, like he's a really consistent rider. You know, he is always in fourth place, but very consistently in fourth place all the time, no matter he's got up front or behind. He feels very comfortable, I guess, in that spot. So
yep, we saw Baggett get around Anderson right after Eli did, because Eli just like turns it up and he was just like, boom, see you, Anderson. And then
which was crazy how he did that. He was just like, it was funny because he was like catching up to the front pack, and like out of nowhere he like kind of like started to slow it down, and everyone just kind of like going away, and he was just kind of like turned it on and just started passing people again. It was sick.
Exactly. There's no better way to describe it. He just like flipped a switch and boom, he was just like in turbo speed. He hit the NOS. But yeah, as we said, Baggett got around Anderson and they had a pretty good battle. Like Anderson was not giving it up easy, and they ended up making contact, and then Baggett went down. So he did lose a couple positions and time, of course, but Baggett showed some serious speed, and so did Anderson, you know, having a great first race back after missing, you know, basically the whole season, except the first couple races.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so then Musquin actually closed the gap on Roczen. He was like 1 second behind him, like halfway through this race. And they had some pretty good battles, and at the exact same time, Tomac catches Barsha, and they're having pretty good battles. It was just awesome racing and real clean. And Anderson also, he caught Barsha and actually passed him.
That's what I meant, like by individual battles. Like it was just kind of like everybody's got like their own little battle happening at the same time, and it was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
In the racing.
Yep, and then Musquin ended up falling off of Roczen's pace. We were like Langston wasn't sure if there was a problem with his bike or flat tire or something, but it was just really weird how he fell off so much. But anyways, Roczen won that race by 13 seconds over Musquin, so he lost a lot of time. And then Eli Tomac ended up getting third, Jason Anderson getting fourth, Blake Baggett right there in fifth again, Justin Barsha was sixth, Philip Nicoletti seventh, Cooper Webb got eighth, Benny Bloss got ninth, and Kyle Cunningham getting that 10th spot, that top 10 right there.
Nice.
Weston Pike was back there in 14th this moto. Who else we got? Those are all the, you know, pretty big names right there. Everyone was up there.
Yeah, definitely a very, very good first moto. I don't know what happened to Musquin at the end of this moto, why he fell off so much behind Roczen after, you know, caught up to him and just being less than a second behind to 13 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it was. Something must have happened and nobody really knows what it is.
Yeah, he hasn't even posted anything on Instagram since Unadilla, so we'll have to keep an eye out, see if we hear anything on that. But let's go ahead and move on to the second moto. And interesting enough, after a great fourth place finish, there's no Jason Anderson in this race. And I couldn't find anything on that either. Not that I looked super hard, but where's Jason, you know? Where's Jason Anderson?
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. After getting fourth place, maybe he was like, I got fourth. I don't want to race anymore.
He's like, I got fourth. I came to show everyone I'm good, and that's it. I'm not in it for the points. I don't know. I have zero idea. Hopefully he didn't get hurt again or something. But to miss a race like that, it's just pretty crazy. So
I'm sure we'll have something by our first look episode of Iron Man.
Yep, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, if he's still planning on doing Iron Man. And yeah, we'll keep everyone updated on that. But interesting enough, Nicoletti, just to mix it up even more, Nicoletti gets this whole shot of this second moto. Musquin's right behind him. Musquin and Barcia got like super close, like almost like landed on each other there. It was pretty crazy right there just between them two. But
yeah, typical Barcia riding style, just all out of control, but in control type thing.
Cross jumping, scrubbing in front of people and stuff.
Yeah. Roczen and Baggett were also there too, and Eli was right behind him.
Exactly. Another bad start for Eli, and I'm like, yes, thank you. That's all I can ask for as fans. It's just like, put Eli back as far as we can. And
that's amazing, like what he can do, like how he goes through traffic and how he goes through the pack, and it's so quick and so perfectly done. It's amazing.
Yep. We saw Barcia and Musquin, and they had a pretty exciting battle as we were talking about, and then they were kind of slowing each other up, and Roczen, got added into the mix and ended up getting by Barcia, and then everyone kind of got by Nicoletti at this point. He was like fourth, Baggett was fifth, Tomac was up to sixth, Pike there in seventh, much better this moto. But then Barcia goes down, and everyone kind of just gets by him. It's a little tough luck for Barcia this race, that's for sure.
For sure, for sure. And that was a real weird way how he went down. It was kind of odd.
Yeah, so sucks for him. Just some bad luck. I guess it happens to everybody. And Tomac then catches Musquin and makes this pass for second. And Roczen's up front, but Eli catches up and, he gets by him, and that's it. That's pretty much all that happened this moto. It was really good racing. It was good, clean racing. There wasn't the most insane crashes or all the stuff that happened like in Unadilla, but it was just back to, dry, clean racing. No big injuries to talk about, and
thank God. Good
race to, put an ending on this 2018 motocross season.
Definitely.
So yeah, Eli Tomac won that, and he won the overall. Blake Baggett was able to get Roczen there at the end for second. That's why whenever I was saying there might be like his sickness was showing, Baggett passed him for second place and really started to pull away too. Baggett was only 5 seconds behind Tomac at the end of this race, and Ken Roczen was 27 seconds behind. So Baggett really looked good in this second moto, and awesome for him. He was able to get on the podium, but overall, still fourth place. Still finds a way to get right there in that fourth place. Ken Roczen got third, Marvin got fourth, Justin Barcia got fifth, Philip Nicoletti got sixth, Cooper Webb got seventh in the second moto, Benny Bloss got eighth, Weston Pike got ninth, and Dylan Merriam this time getting that top 10 position. Kyle Cunningham getting 13th. Still a good weekend for Kyle Cunningham, and actually a good season for Kyle Cunningham. When you look at the overall results, Kyle Cunningham got 11th, and in the points, Kyle Cunningham is sitting in 9th place. So quietly, having a great season.
Yeah. He's sitting 3 points above Cooper Webb. So that kind of comes out to this race. Also the Justin Barcia and Ken Roczen also coming down to Iron Man.
Yep. They were tied.
Third place overall.
They were tied, but Ken Roczen lately has, just been on fire, and Barcia's had a bunch of bad luck like this, and all his crashes at Unadilla, that little pileup really screwed him up. So
yep.
Blake Baggett's still fifth in the points. I mean, there's a chance he could, move up into that fourth, maybe even third, but it would take a lot of help from Roczen and Barcia having like DNFs and stuff. So,
exactly.
Kind of the way it looks now, it looks like this is how it's going to be, Looking at the points, Tomac has 493 and Marvin has 473. Yeah, Tomac could essentially wrap this whole series up in the first moto of Ironman. Same with Marvin. It looks like Marvin is going to get second. He's 70 points ahead. So even if he didn't run these last motos, he would still be in second place. So solid for Marvin. We'll see what happens. Maybe he can move up into that first. You never know. We saw Eli lose 30 points in one weekend at Redbud.
Yep.
So it's not technically over yet.
No. He still has a chance of Eli Tomac having some type of DNF in the next 2 motos, and that will cost the 25 points for him. That's saying that Muskin wins that. But yeah, there's one more race and a lot on the table still. I'm sure Eli Tomac's gonna come out and try not to mess up. He's just trying to come out, maybe not even trying to win the race, just trying to make points to stay in front of Marvin Muskin.
That's right. Well, is there anything else that we should add to this short 450 recap of Budds Creek?
Just make sure you guys are keeping up with us at the MXSX podcast on Instagram. And that's it, man. Looking forward to this weekend.
That's right. And we'll see you guys next time for our first look at Ironman. Peace.
Ciao.